Magnetic earth forces. The magnetic force of the earth increases strongly, and this can be felt in the body and especially under the feet. The earth would like to make a connection with your energy and with everything that lives on it so that a unity is created between all life. The grounding becomes very magnetic, and all this is necessary to make a great transformation in consciousness. Many special experiences emerge as side effects when the illusion is broken. Timelines. The bending of time plays a role in this, and therefore an acceleration can take place. The physical body reacts very differently to the magnetic field, moving forward too quickly or very slowly. Know that the light forces work through you, and through your inner world they will speak. Memories. Do old faults that you can't place still play a role? These old disturbances are now being reopened from the subconscious, so that the forgotten pieces are resurfacing. The intervention from the Christ light, unity light, will now take shape, and this full moon will continue to work in the magnetic fields. The magnetic energy mainly focuses inwards and opens the inner world, so that a deeper layer becomes visible. The higher frequency reaches the enlightenment, and the clearing makes the light in the heart shine with joy. Influence negativity. Are you touched by the opinion of your fellow man, and do you feel the poisonous arrows penetrate deep into your heart? Then arise and create a sacred circle of light around you. Within this circle you do not allow anyone, only the one you love and trust. Place the lower emotions outside the circle of light and put negativity outside the door. Triggers. If this is not enough and you are left with intense emotions, then this is the sign of a disruptive trigger in your system. Apparently it hits you so intensely that the inner layer is deeply affected, and it affects the emotions negatively. Anger, hatred, and disgust can arise in the chaos of confusion. Distinguish between the other person's imbalance and your own negative emotions. The negative part that lives within yourself may be addressed, and the negativity of the other person puts you outside. You only have to dismantle your own part and embrace it with light and love. Love and attention. Maybe you don't like that you have a feeling of disgust towards the other person. This is not you, and you don't want to be like that. You push this shadow part further and further away, because it makes you angry. Now is the time to look these pieces in the eye. Every person has a dual side, a negative part that is made invisible. You are ashamed of it, but pushing it away is not the right way. You cannot just exclude this part, it is part of your experience. This shadow part has never been seen or heard of, and it wants positive attention. The inner child asks for answers and explanations, because this shadow part burdens the inner child enormously, because it weighs down the energy. Hidden anger. A hidden anger that unconsciously rages within you is going to be cleared out. The coming period brings up many deep wounds, and often these are reflected back to the environment. When you react too intensely to others, the pain has not yet been resolved, and it resurfaces due to excessive overload. You direct this emotion to the outside world, your family, or to politics. You unconsciously suffer from this, but you don't know how it originated. It clouds your vision. A negative fantasy produces an illusion. Make sure the trauma is disconnected from a negative fantasy, the monster will get bigger and meaner. The underlying cause is a great sadness. The children's eyes saw the shadows on the wall, but did not understand them. Where do they come from? Nothing was explained, and the negative emotion lingered. It grew into a misunderstood fear surrounded by negative, children's, fantasies. A dual world also has dark sides, and now the inner child links its own demons to the shadows of this world. The emptiness in the heart caused great pain, and because it did not understand why this had to happen, it turned the blame to itself and to the outside world. The guilt caused a lasting disturbance, and the sting of the pain was not removed. Love and attention. Children who do receive attention and love link a positive fantasy to their trauma, creating a creative outlet that acts as a bridge in their lives. A positive reset, which they can always repeat in case of difficulties. A recurrence of the trauma no longer had to take place. They developed a positive self-image and accept the dual world in which they live from empathy and balance. There will be a higher consciousness. Negative failure. The negative disturbances in the system can be solved. Don't push it away, but give it attention. It wants to be seen and heard. Bring out the ugly part and look at it from a distance first. Maybe you're afraid of it. It is, after all, the monster in the basement. Feel what comes up and realize, is this the truth or the distorted vision of a hurt person or child? A foggy ceiling keeps consciousness low, and by breaking an old pattern you filter out the negative influence. Give it the attention and explanation it needs, even if it brings up a nasty memory from someone connected to this. Listen to this unseen part and disconnect the negative fantasy. The negative charge has become much too great and not realistic. Sometimes you need help to break through the fear that envelopes it. The fear is linked to a negative emotion from which an illusion arises. This makes the fear even greater, and life in this chaotic time is experienced as very unsafe. A hostile feeling arises against everything that hinders them, and they can no longer separate it from the good, because they are partly fighting against their own make-believe world. HSP and HB highly sensitive and gifted people in particular often carry images associated with a painful experience. They experience the trauma very intensely. The hypersensitive nervous system reacts from a deep layer. When this experience is embraced and explained, it can be processed faster. Step out of the lower form of duality. They suffer unnecessarily, because the natural vision from a cosmic view is blocked. They learn to think dually and lose their inner, cosmic, truth. The star child grows up not understanding this world, and they are not understood by this dual world, let alone the intense emotions they go through. The intensity of the positive and negative influence in youth may be scrutinized. Proper guidance can provide peace, so that the difference between illusion and a healing fantasy is distinguished. Everything can be given a place, so that a safe feeling surrounds them. Magnetic reset. The magnetic light waves from the moon reset the magnetic field. Consciousness is hereby strengthened and cleaned up. Many can now see the unconscious disturbances and clear them, so that the higher part is experienced again and the frequency can go up. Other parts will be reset in the coming full moons. Step by step, the complete goal of wholeness is achieved. Use your light power and filter in your system the illusion of truth, for the illusion is not just outside yourself. Which fog keeps your energy low. As soon as you can use your own luminosity, the disturbance disappears and your clarity resurfaces. Adonai Ashtar, I salute the light in your heart. Channel, Arthura Hector.